Ready to roll? Are we ready in the back? Thank you. Can't hear who? Can't hear people on Teams.
Test 1, 2, 3. Paula Stewart, can you hear us and can you say something over?
live, right?
So all the folks online that have been listening to Councilmember Seeley. No, everybody online. We're going to go ahead and start. We still don't. I need to do the scout sign.
All I wrote back was that
Hey,
Pat.
Oh.
Can't shut an attorney up, right?
Attention in the talk. Attention in the talk. All those folks that are online, you guys can hear us. We know we feel bad for you, but we cannot hear you currently. But we're going to kick off the meeting. We're watching chat, so if you have something in there, you can hit it in the chat as our IT gurus will figure out this in the meantime. But we're going to get it kicked off here and get it rolling. Thanks.
We'll call to order the Clinton City Council meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we begin with roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Here.
Connell.
Here.
Shemmers.
Here.
Obrin.
Here.
Mussman.
Here.
Kearns.
Here. Councilmember Obrin.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular City Council and Committee of the Whole meetings of May 11th, 2021, and they be approved as published on May 22nd, 2021, and the special City Council and special Committee of the Whole meetings of May 3rd, 2021, and they be approved as published on May 15th, 2021. I move this be approved as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? All right, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Obrin.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right. Zero public hearings tonight. So I don't have to read anything. That's good. Moving to audience comment section. I did not receive any yellow cards. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
No, we have not, Your Honor.
Nope. I guess citizens online, if you want to address the council at the moment, you could put something in the chat real quick and we can figure that out, I guess. I don't know if there's anyone on there. Is there any citizens that would like to address the council in this section here? No, nothing on there. Okay, we'll move on to consent agenda. Councilmember Seeley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented on the attachment. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion on consent agenda. Nada?
Success.
Okay. Anything else, Councilmember Connell?
6V.
Okay.
Yeah, Victor.
6X.
X.
X-ray.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it all for you, Councilmember Connell?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Councilmember Seeley, anything?
Your Honor, I do not have anything.
Are you sure?
This is your
I
final
mean, there's a lot of them.
Councilmember Kearns and Connell pulled them for
All
me.
right, perfect. All right, if there's nothing else from council, can we have a roll call vote on the balance of the consent agenda, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Obrin.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Kearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move the claims be received, approved, and placed on file.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Abstain.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Obrin.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Who's going to read it? Okay. Councilmember Shemmers, you want to read 7 Bravo for me?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a possible motion. I guess I'll make a motion for discussion for council to consider permitting a late First Ward council member application.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. So we had one application that came in about an hour after the deadline that was stated. So really, it's up to council to decide if they want to include that application for the first ward or if they don't want to. So I'd open it up for any discussion from council on that topic.
Just to say it was the same business day, just an hour late.
Yep.
I was, I guess I had been in contacted by the person. I said, I guess at this point, doesn't hurt to send it in if that's the case. I don't know what I think we did state a time, but part of me there is, we're still on the same business day. City Hall doesn't close until, I think, like 4:30. And
Yeah.
we
Exactly.
did have a 3:30 deadline on it, so I guess in the future, we should probably look at changing that if that happens again.
Yeah, and Councilmember Connell had contacted me that day too, that he had spoke to that individual, and my thought this was the same, to have him submit it anyway, because he knew he was going to be a little late. So.
More importantly, I think it's nice that we did get 3 applications.
Right. And it was a good application too. If you look through it, I mean, someone that's definitely qualified to be a contender for it. So.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
I was looking
in first ward.
guilty conscience. So I was looking at Councilmember Mussman. Did you have something?
I was going to say, what has been the precedence in the past? Do you know?
Well, the precedent in the past has been to set it by resolution for a deadline, which we did. We followed that precedent here. I just think that we should have a formal motion of the council because you already formally said that's when the deadline was. So all you need to do is just approve or not approve, and you can do that. It's within your power to say we're going to go ahead and allow it. So I just think we need to do that because we set a deadline. So.
Well, the thing that I want to make sure that we're all in the same picture is that we're talking about applications that are physically presented, not email presented, because we could get down the road where an email is going to be at midnight or is going to be at 11:59. If we're going to have the requirement of being in person, then Sean's comment about, hey, maybe we just got to have the deadline when business closed. I mean, that to me is the difference. That hour is minute as far as the action taken. If we're going to require it to be in person or physically delivered, that's one thing. And
This was in person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it emailed in? Yep. So even an email, I mean, there's a timestamp. So an hour in person, hour in email, kind of the same difference, I guess.
But what I mean is, we're if we're going to set this deadline, what Pat was talking about here, we don't. If we're going to set the deadline, what are we setting the precedent for later on? Can we accept an email at 4:31?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page of what we're talking about here, and I'm also in agreement. Hey, having 3 applicants is wonderful.
Right. Councilmember Seeley, do you have some?
I think it's good that we got 3, and I want to consider it since it's the same business day, I think, so.
Okay.
Are you
If it
making
was
that
a
motion?
day or 2 late, I think that creates a different scenario.
Yeah.
So
Based on legal opinion, and I think we're all in agreement, at least I'm going to make the motion to accept the 3rd applicant.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All right. Motion and a second to accept the application. Is there any other discussion? Could we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Oberon, you want to do 7 Charlie for me, please?
Certainly. Have a motion for the council to select applicants for interviews for the first ward, council member position, determine interview questions, times, and scoring process. I move this be approved.
Second.
All right. So just for clarification, your motion for all 3?
Yes,
To
for all
select all
3.
3 for
Yes,
interviews?
yes, just like we, so there would be three applicants.
Okay.
Pursuant to the last process that we used.
Yes, pursuant to the last process that we did where we had interview questions, we set them up front here. alternating questions, alternating applicants.
Okay.
Can we review the timeline again? Potentially, if you would.
So we can set, we have to have, they have to be selected within 40 days
Right.
from the resignation. So that would be which date? Lisa, do you know that off the top of your head?
I think it was June 1st, but
No, it would have been, June 1st would be the date they have to be selected by?
Oh,
we can double check.
Okay.
Was her resignation in April? It was April, correct?
Yeah, we'll
Like-
double check.
I was thinking like the
You missing
24th of
Nita?
April. But
the day of your surgery? April. It was April 21st.
I was 3 days off.
It was the same day.
Nice. So April 21st.
It's the day that Julie resigned.
So that gives
So
us
we
till,
are.
40 days from that, so we're
Sorry.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's right. No, I'm off here. Is it June 1st? Okay.
Oh,
So then we would need to do,
Well, I received it on the 21st, but it was dated, I think, for the Friday of April,
okay,
After that?
Yeah.
23rd, or 26th, it was the weekend.
yeah.
oh, okay, so we got a little.
So I think what we had is on the calendar, we could actually have you guys for next week, you guys could actually do a 1, 2, or 3 of June and still be in the window.
We do have a special meeting on June 1st at 5 p.m. if you wanted to.
Yep.
June 1st, 5 p.m.
Somewhere around there.
Yep.
Okay.
Tuesday.
I would say that's a good date to do it if everybody's already gathered it together.
Yep.
So if we can get those folks here. And just for reference, I think the process we did the last time where we had the option to do a closed session if there was sensitive discussion that the council wanted to have, but other than that, the open discussion and then kind of make the motion to choose whoever they liked right on the spot there. Did everybody like that process
Yes.
versus kind of, going back and doing that?
Yep.
Yes?
It's okay if you have a unanimous vote.
Well, that's why we'll have the option to do a closed session if you want to. Yeah, and then the council, if any council member could make that motion, I'd like to go to closed session to discuss this because of whatever reason, and then we would have that opportunity. I think we actually did that last time, didn't we?
You did. It's terrifying as a candidate.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. So we'll say June 1st is kind of a target date. Does that need to be in the motion, Pat, or is that just something we can set by?
Well, I think you should set it for June 1st, and I just want to clarify that if you do want a closed session, we'll have a 21.51I session immediately to follow the interviews, and we'll have to get written requests from all 3 candidates to do that.
And we did that last time.
Yeah, it's the same process. I guess that's already encompassed in Greg's motion, so.
Okay. Very well.
All right. Any other discussion on that? Okay. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Oberon.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution adopting the Trails Priority Map. I move this resolution be adopted as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right. Councilmember Mussman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution fixing a date for a public hearing on the proposal to enter into a development agreement with Lafayette Lofts LLC and providing for publication of notice thereof. I move that the motion be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
I'm just going to say, broken record, we've talked about development agreements since Jessica was here, and I still think we need to look at doing a look local first clause in our development agreements, and we've yet to be able to accomplish that, so.
I'd also like to bring up crime-free multi-housing. If, in the contract, I'd like to see something of that nature brought in as well.
Because there's, how many units again?
52.
So
There you go.
especially on those multiple units would be a really nice piece to have.
Two good items.
What's that, Dennis?
Can you please have Sean say his comments again? I couldn't hear either Sean or Bill, and then I can forward that back to the.
So a look local first piece, we've talked about a sliding scale over the several years, but it's never been, any council's never really been able to bring it forward. And it's what does the developer qualify for by looking local first versus going outside of the area?
Oh, you mean for subcontractors and that sort of thing?
Everybody, yep.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
Yep.
Is there an example you're aware of in another community?
There was, and it's been several years, so I'd have to dig that back up. But it was something, a work piece that well, before some of you were here, but there was some of us that tried to get passed and just couldn't get it done. So.
Please email me when you remember. I'll follow up with Bryce, who's online.
Great.
Thank you.
And Councilmember Shemmers?
Mine was also include, being that tax dollars are assisting in this, to bring in the crime-free multi-housing qualifications as far as what is required when they build the facility. Usually it's training and management and employees following.
Any other discussion on this?
Thank you.
All right, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley?
Yes.
Connell?
Yes.
Shemmers?
Yes.
Coburn?
Yes.
Glassman?
Yes.
Kearns?
Yes.
Councilmember Seeley?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution extending the existing lease agreement with the Clinton Baseball Club through October 31st, 2021. I move this be adopted as read.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
Do we have discussion on this from the audience?
Yep.
Sure. Yep. Just have to state your name and your address for the record. Please.
Where I live, then. Okay. My name is Craig Iben. I'm with the Lumber Kings board, and my address is 4040 Valley Oaks Drive, Clinton, Iowa. Mayor and council members, I had sent an email out earlier today relative to this resolution. It's more of a technical question than it is anything else. As I understand it, if there's any revisions to a lease document, since it's a legal document, that a revision requires approval by both parties. In this case, I don't see where in the resolution that Lumber Kings have an approval relative to that. We've got three items: the date change, the reporting department, and the professional to wood bat designation. So I believe that at this point the council should include an approval from our organization relative to this resolution, if indeed that's appropriate.
What were the three items? Can you repeat those again, please?
The date change that Councilman Seeley talked about for the end of season date, as I understand, well, I should back up a little bit. The attachment that was provided for the lease, which was not dated, showed that we reported to the Parks and Recreation different reporting areas. So those are the items: is the date change, the reporting department, and then obviously the change from professional to wood bat league designation as far as what type of baseball we have here in Clinton.
So what this resolution achieves is just stating, basically without saying it, that the city is not going to enforce the lease provisions with respect to Major League Baseball, nor does it require that we immediately negotiate a new lease because there's been a material breach in the lease. City's option were to just declare the lease void, which the city did not wish to do. So what this resolution achieves is just saying we're going to go ahead and allow the existing situation to continue until December 31. So we just wanted to make it clear that we were allowing that, rather than come back and say, all right, we don't have a lease. Because right now we don't have a lease because there's been a material breach. So we're just saying that the lease will continue without change, noting that we're going to permit a college wood bat league in lieu of a Major League Baseball team, and we're going to permit it to go until December 31 under its existing terms. So,
Just a correction, it's through October 31st, and we have to have the new lease executed by December.
right, thank you for that. That's correct. So, if you want to do a lease extension to December 31st, I mean, we can negotiate that, but
Well, the original discussion that we had had is just for the lease as it exists, change it to, from professional to wood bat, continue that would be a revision, continue with the dates that are in there now, which is December of 2022, for completion of that lease.
yeah, well,
And it appears to me, just my opinion, that in this case, this is a revision to the existing lease, which, you know, that's fine, but it would require that we also agree to that.
it's permitting a continuing material breach until October 31. That's what it's doing. That's what this resolution does. Under those terms and conditions, that's what the council's willing to do.
Yeah, I understand I can't stand up here and debate, but
So,
when I read it terminates in October of 2021, I believe is what it is. That to me sounds like a change in the
Well, all it
termination date.
is terminating is basically, like Pat said, the breach agreement, but
It's not terminating anything.
yeah, well, it's just the
It's
resolution.
it's
Yeah.
allowing the current lease to go forth,
Yes,
not having a major league affiliate. That's all it's doing.
yep.
And I don't know if the who to report to is really that important. I think that's a minute detail, which,
My,
you know.
my bigger issue is taking it to our board to say, yeah, we're okay with what's being said.
Are you requesting we deny this lease then?
I'm not saying I'm requesting you deny this lease. What I'm requesting is that the board, the Lumber Kings board, has a chance to review it and then say, yeah, we mutually agree with what you're telling us relative.
I mean, there's a game Thursday, right?
but nothing changed.
Yeah, we didn't.
It's the
nothing,
current lease.
yeah.
It just says Wood Bat League. So would they not approve that?
I don't know. It's not for me to say.
we're just not going to declare the lease to be void at this time, subject to those caveats. That's all this is doing. It's to give a formal council response to say that our existing lease will continue through October 31 to allow the current season to continue, and that we're going to negotiate, and the city expects that if there's not a new lease negotiated by December 31, 2021, then, you know, that would be problematic for the elected officials.
May I ask a clarifying question then? What happens on October 30th or 31st, 2021?
We're back where we're at right now prior to this resolution.
The October 31st date was chosen because most events and all of that should be wrapped up by October 31st. That's why we use that date, I think, was the main reason.
Okay, well, let it,
I mean, in
I'm
our
confused as
discussions,
what the
in our
what the
discussions
issue
that
is
we've
with the
had,
date.
you wanted the current lease, and we're giving you the current lease for this season. So I don't understand what the problem is.
Once again, to reiterate, the problem is I don't understand the October 31st date.
The council has made it clear that the current lease, we don't have the major league affiliate, so the current lease is technically can be voided because of that reason, and the council has made it clear that they want to negotiate and put a new lease in place. We've had discussions for the last 5-6 months on that matter. We have not been able to come up with a solid lease plan. So they're doing this so that we can ensure baseball. Because the number one goal of all the people up here from my discussions is we want baseball here, period. End of story. There are some disagreements on how we want to go forward on the lease. We're going to work through that. We're all in agreement that that's going to happen. We have not been able to do that yet, and we want to ensure that the season has no hiccups. It goes through, and this was our way to get it done. So for Thursday night, we have something in place. We're good to go, and the first pitch is thrown out, and we have a great year.
Okay, just want to clarify, November 1st, there's not going to be anybody knocking on the door throwing us out, is there?
We have not done that. Technically, we could have done that last year. We did not do that. We have no intention to do that. And I think Myself and the council members have, we've talked to you several times. We've made that clear. We're not in the business of telling baseball to go away. That's not what we're doing. We have three things. We want baseball for our citizens. That's an absolute fact, and that's what we're trying to do. We want an agreement that works for everybody. And the third, from hearing from these six, we need to ensure that taxpayer dollars are being used in a proper manner. That's why we are looking to negotiate the new lease. So those are the three objectives of the city, and none of them involve knocking on the door and telling you guys to leave.
Okay, so at this point, nothing's going to change October 31st? Okay.
I would suspect that we can, if we sit down at the table and we can get this worked out even before October 31st. That's my hope. I thought we could do that in the first few months of this year. Didn't happen. That's fine. We're going to keep working, and we're going to get there.
Okay.
So,
that's all I have.
okay.
Thank you.
Councilmember Oberon?
So the two pieces right now are, hey, we're going to have the extension of the lease with the one change to the Prospect League. And then the second idea is we're putting in there that we want to, consider a new lease or a revised lease, however we want to say it, by December 31st going forward. So, what Craig is saying is that, hey, there's a time between November 1st and December 31st that there won't be a lease in force, essentially.
Technically, there hasn't been for how many months
And
now?
that's exactly it. You're exactly right, yes. So, those are the two different pieces that we're actually looking at, so.
I hope we have this done by October 31st.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
with you on that.
So we just ran out of time, and
Correct.
and Craig had mentioned extending the lease, and we just said, okay, that's all our intention was here. So
We thought that was the easiest, like in the cow we talked about 2 weeks ago. That was the best way, I would say, not even the easiest, the best way for us to move forward to ensure that the season has no hiccups. That's what we wanted.
yeah.
I mean, not to mention, it's a whole different league, right? So everybody's going to be in a better position as we get through the summer to find out really how's this worked out for
And
everybody.
I think ultimately, when I talked to Councilmember Seeley and Shemmers, like that's where we came to the realization, and talking to Councilmember Oberon as well, is, we're talking about a lease and it's a different league, it's a different situation, it's going to change. Let's extend this. Let's see what happens, and then we'll be ready full force ahead for 100 more years of Prospect League or whatever league the ball club decides to be a part of. So, okay. Any other discussion from council on this? Any other discussion from you guys? No? Okay. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley,
Yes.
Connell,
Yes.
Shemmers,
Yes.
Oberon,
Yes.
Mussman,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Shemmers.
Thank you, Your Honor. Speaking of leases, I have a resolution accepting a 5-year collective bargaining agreement with American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Local 888, parentheses, AFSCME, AFSCME, bargaining unit for July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2026. I move this resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just want to say that this is wonderful, too. We said it for the police, we said it for the fire, and ASME is the same way. This is wonderful to be taking care of this for the next 5 years. It really is.
All right. Any other discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley,
Yes.
Connell,
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution establishing a public hearing for the vacation of Windsor Drive South of 16th Avenue South to Nestle Purina for $175,000. I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just think that this is a really good thing for the development of our industry out there. Nestle has invested a lot, not only in the plant, but outside their gates, essentially kind of expanding their footprint. So this is something that is committing committed them to Clinton for quite some time, so I think it's a really neat thing to highlight.
They're also an outstanding community partner.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a lot in the community, so. Yeah. All right. Any other discussion?
Just heavy thanks to Jason Kraft, who worked with Nestle Purina to come up with this agreed price, which we think it's fair and impartial, definitely. And as Councilmember Collin mentioned, you know, they were going to take care of the street, they'll take care of the storm sewer, we'll continue to take care of the sewer. But just, you know, the 225 trucks that are going in there daily.
Is that what it is,
Need to have a
Daily.
road, and we were actually looking back in time. This is back in 1994, way before I was here, that road was created back there when other people owned different properties and stuff. So it's really changed over time, and it's just amazing to see what's going on there now with the expansion.
So for our chairperson back there from the county, 225 trucks additional that goes down Highway 30 area, so get that 4-lane for us, will you?
You're making a note of it right now.
All right. Any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley?
Yes.
Connell?
Yes.
Shemmers?
Yes.
Oberon?
Yes.
Mussman?
Yes.
Kearns?
Yes.
Councilmember Shemmers.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing mayor to sign business financial assistance application for Archer Daniels Midland Company. I move this resolution be adopted as read.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Go ahead.
No, I was just testing my mic. They're really hot over there.
Yeah.
But we're
Really?
not.
Oh, the mic?
Yeah, we're, you guys are, yeah.
They're
So-
just gearing it to our voices. We're louder over here.
That's true.
I was just going to bring your attention, as we were just talking about Nestle Purina being a great partner. You know, we have really tons of great partners, and with ADM, this is in partnership also with Spire America. And so on the sheet here, you can see the machinery and equipment that ADM is putting in is $27.6 million. So what IEDA offered is $1 million in basically income, or excuse me, let me scan down, in basically in tax incentives for them, which is for the investment tax credits, which then they can reclaim through the process. But I think the biggest thing here, people always talk about where's the jobs. Well, this creates 48 more jobs. So I think that's an amazing factor on that. 47 of the 48 are considered the high-paying or high-quality jobs in there. So once again, we need more people to move into Clinton, and then work at a wonderful job over there, which, as you guys may or may not know, but this is a part of their polymer side of the house that will link in with Spire America. So
It's awesome.
And we just support this effort. We're not actually putting any dollars towards it, just the support of it.
Let's get it signed.
All right.
Then
Any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley?
Yes.
Connell?
Yes.
Shemmers?
Yes.
Oberon?
yes.
Mussman?
Yes.
Kearns?
Yes.
Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing mayor to sign business financial assistance application for Big River Packaging, Inc. I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
So, Your Honor, thank you. So, actually, when you're cruising on Highway 30 and you look past Taco Bell, 88.
Taco John's.
Sorry,
Taco
sorry,
John's,
Taco
yeah.
Don't
John's.
mix 'em
I
up.
was getting hungry.
It's Taco Tuesday.
As you're cruising and you look to the east, that parking lot there, 88,000 square feet will be expanded for Big River Packaging. And that's ago, but a certain individual was actually named, their business there was named Small Business of the Year in the state of Iowa. That was just 2 years ago, Bob Simpson and his crew. So just shout out to them. CRDC was working with IEDA on this as well. There's a minor change which won't stop this from being approved. What we're going to do is provide them the industrial tax abatement for all the improvements that will happen in the parking lot, expand out. So that increment that's created, we're going to put on there through the 427 Bravo, which allows you to do 75%, 60%, 45%, 30%, 15, or the next 15 years. So they'll be abated those amount or percentage of taxes over the next 5 years. That's going to be our contribution to this wonderful expansion for Big River.
That'll be on the qualified improvements,
Yes, sir.
basically. Yep.
Yes, sir.
They're expanding into the parking lot?
Yes. Well, I say out. Out in the
Out.
parking
Well,
lot.
no, yeah, I thought they were going off the building.
No, they're going west.
They're going west. Okay, cool.
But there'll still be, I haven't seen the plans, but, yeah.
You mean north?
North.
Yeah.
North would be the
No,
direction.
Towards
if you look-
Taco John's.
Well, when I looked at what they were.
Highway 30 runs east and west.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah, but
heading,
there's-
well, they're heading towards Highway 30.
Yeah, so
Oh.
that'd be north.
North. Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
So I always think it is west, because I always come into Highway 30.
It gets confusing down there because
Yeah,
it starts
sorry.
to curve.
So,
Yeah.
northwest,
See, I thought
because the river's right behind them.
I thought they were going
Yes,
west,
they are.
which we mean.
Well,
But
they're
they're-
going, they're going
Okay, that's
out.
enough.
They're going out.
Towards Taco.
Yes.
Towards
We're
Taco
majoring in
John's.
minors, aren't
Yes.
we?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I was confused.
Yes, I did that.
Very good.
But when I looked on the map, you can actually see the parcels that they're going to be procuring. And that's, I think, on this here, it says about $200,000 worth of ground that they're buying. Then this will take the space of it. So that's really nice from a tax base as well.
That's great.
Darn it. All right, any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmer.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Seeley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution setting public hearing on the proposed sale of city-owned lot 2328 North 8th Street. I move this be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Can we
supposed to
have?
chime in?
Oop. Yep.
What did you want me to tell him, Lisa?
This house was currently come before us. And,
Yeah. I'm having trouble getting this one and two others posted. I did get 22nd Avenue posted successfully. They will not cooperate with me on the other ones.
Is it because of the state of the buildings, or?
No, ownership and verification, and I got a little tiff with them.
Oh, because the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
And not
It says the
attacking-
call can be recorded. I certainly hope it's not. So,
I'm requesting that call.
but I got to thinking, and I think as an alternative, because we have a Facebook login, we could actually post them on Marketplace pretty easily, and that doesn't have that kind of stuff. How do you feel about that?
Those
That'd be
marketplace-
something.
Will the notifications go to Forge, or will they come to us? If someone has a question, that would be my thing too. Is if someone comments on it or comes.
I think we can put in, and I can send Lisa what or actually,
I guess.
I
guess you could. Yeah.
we can put in who to contact and stuff.
Didn't we just have some come out and choose Clinton, a couple houses? I had a lot of good positive feedback on that. That was good.
Yeah, so maybe if we get it on that page and then tie it to the marketplace, because actually a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
So I think people actively look at it.
Yeah.
Just because I've tried this particular property 4 different times and have been unsuccessful, so, yeah. Only one phone call.
Yeah. It's a good plan.
Is there
Okay.
going to be a big difference in traffic?
I find that the market is so active right now, people are looking everywhere and anywhere. So Facebook Marketplace for homes is not, is a fairly common place for people to look. Realtors will frequently post or link their listings to it or something like that.
There's a Clinton, Iowa real estate page too, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's other pages you can link it to, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good plan. Any other discussion?
I don't
on that?
know why the one house posted and the others wouldn't, so,
They caught up to you.
yeah. Yeah.
Something to do with the city or.
Yeah.
All right. Any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmer.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Kearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution approving electronic bidding procedures and distribution of preliminary official statement. I move it be adopted as read.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, what is this?
So, do we do our
Well,
bond? Oh, okay. Well, I guess Anita's here. We haven't heard from her in a while, so she can.
Yay!
Item.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. We have this official statement printed every time that there's a bond sale. So this is for the upcoming general obligation capital loan notes that we'll be selling. We had our credit review last week. We'll get our report on Thursday. This is just another step in that process, but it's for the CIP listing that you all approved as we went through the FY22 budget.
Thank you.
And then we'll know the interest rates and all that good stuff.
Well, we'll know that on the day that the bonds are sold.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Lower? Are they low still?
They're going the other way.
So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We need to hurry then, yes.
Okay.
Very slowly.
All right.
Okay.
Any other discussion from council? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Shemmers.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move the council consider an ordinance for the third time and place the ordinance on its final passage for adoption.
Please read the title.
In ordinance amending Chapter 104, registration of vacant and/or abandoned buildings of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Clinton, Iowa.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
No.
Connell.
No.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Mussman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a, let's see. I move the council consider an ordinance for the first time.
Please read the title.
An ordinance amending section 159.099B1A of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Clinton, Iowa, pertaining to wireless communication facilities.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
I move that the council waive the two prior readings requirement of Iowa Code Section 380.3 and place the ordinance on its final passage for adoption.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to waive the two prior readings according to Iowa Code Section 380.3. That requires a three-quarter vote of all council members to do that. Can we please have a roll call vote on that motion?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes to waive the two prior readings. We do have original motion and second. Is there any discussion on that item? Go ahead.
So this amendment to the wireless communication ordinance allows any person or entity who had a tower destroyed in the Derico back on August 10th, or Derecho, I want to pronounce that correctly, to replace that new tower up to the same height that was damaged or destroyed without the necessity of submitting a technical study, which is required under the current provisions of 159.100. The idea here is we have a radio station in town that lost its tower in the Derecho. And so what this does is it treats any entity that lost a tower under that scenario, that set of facts, to not have to go through the whole process of submitting a new application. Because we have a 290-foot limit that was placed, I'm sorry, 190-foot limit. That was there to try to keep the industry a little bit under control, because we didn't want to have just anybody putting up any tower of any height. There's all kinds of reasons why you would not want to do that. But what this does is it allows essentially a grandfathering that is even treatment of all types of telecommunications providers. It doesn't discriminate against anybody. It's an even way to treat everybody so that we don't have problems in the future. And so what this allows is, for example, KROS, who lost its tower, can replace that tower with the same height of tower with new technology, better construction methods, I presume. And just talking with Dave, I know that's the case, that it'll be the same tower. We are directing this at one particular entity in town, but it applies to all entities that lost towers under those same factual circumstances. This is the way we can do this without violating state regulations, and we can continue to follow our existing ordinance, but still allow what we need to get done here in a fair way that doesn't violate any due process requirements, doesn't treat anybody any differently.
And just to add to that, and make sure I'm understanding it right, it doesn't waive the application or the timeline. We still have to stay within the timeline and the application. It just doesn't require that technical study. So we still need to make sure we get all that information so that we have that on file and set.
The technical study is a difficulty for an applicant because you order the tower, then they give you the engineering materials after the fact. So it's a hassle. It's a big deal, and you don't always know what that engineering material is going to be. And so if we don't have to require it, which this would allow it not to be required, it would make it much easier on people that already suffered a hardship in the derecho. So.
And you won't lose City Watch when you leave the city limits.
Keep right on smiling over there.
I mean, really, you drop off like out kind of near the Humiston Road, and so now we'll actually have it when you go towards Dubuque. Or
That's right, at 8:17 Saturday mornings.
In Your Honor, there was one small caveat in fine print. Basically, it said that Dave has to wear a tie for 60 days. It says, our tower has more power and is taller.
I will. Nice. All right. So again, any other discussion on the original motion? All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Congratulations.
Moving to unfinished business. Councilmember Connell,
Thank you, Your Honor.
6S.
I just wanted to highlight this. We have been doing this. I wanted to pick on Anita a little bit because she's been gone. She looks like she's walking real good, so she hasn't got her normal trips up to the podium. But I think this is a 3-year agreement with Bonsack and Fromelt, who have done our audit prep, and basically they've got the software, if I have it correctly, that basically what the state uses, and they've done a really good job for us in the past, and it's just kind of continuing that. So
Good.
I'll move it be adopted.
Sick. We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
6 Victor. Councilmember Connell.
Okay, so I had some reading through this. I don't know if I want to say concerns, but so the additional costs for this, is this going to impact, I guess, what specific phase? Or is this, because, we'd hired McClure to do a lot of the associated work with the construction of this, the design, development, construction of this, through the bill grant, basically. But means that we didn't get that. I mean, we kind of committed to doing pieces of it. How much of this do we actually need to spend at this point? And I guess we could just kind of get some clarification on that.
Yeah, so right now, this is the amount we need to, this is the amount we need to spend for this piece, and that, according to Jason, as he's working with McClure, they have a design for the whole entire route of the road, not only manufacturing, but also bluff, but we're solely focused on Highway 30 to College Avenue or to the Rock right now. So we're leveraging their talents for lock, stock, and barrel.
None of that has already been done, is what you're saying?
There's pieces and parts, but it's sort of like, the best analogy I can give is, like when we're doing the railroad, we'll do like a 25% build, a 50% build, a 75%. So that's the next phase of that to get us to pretty much the 100% of that. Because depending on what we were doing at that point in time for putting in for originally Tiger, then build, they have all those now raised. They have specific pieces you have to complete when you turn them in. So that's the next phase is this.
Okay.
Did you guys discuss this in a lot of depth while I was gone? And so you guys are redoing that? That's all been decided? Is that the plan?
So right now, currently, it's on the pavement management and on the CIP for next year, $4.5 million to do a portion of manufacturing.
Okay.
I can't remember, my brain's froze.
With RPA funds as well.
Yeah, with $3.3 million of RPA funds. And that, I think, includes the 2 bridges, but I don't remember right now. But it's basically expanding the manufacturing, redoing those 2 bridges, bringing them up higher, and then taking it all the way down. And also a redesign of 19th Street.
Yep, with the roundabout.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's all that they're doing right now, is their focus is on that right now, on that part.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's highly traveled.
Oh, I know
That
what it
road,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that curve is, what, 100 years old?
Yeah. Or you're saying a lot of money for engineering, or, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't
it's a lot of
Jason
money for
just-
the $8.8 million that we're going to.
Zane and Jason can't throw this together? No?
Saturday, Sunday.
Are you salaried?
Nice. Yeah.
I thought Jason would want to design the first roundabout, but
Well, I think he's working with McClure, but he also has the
State
resident
guy.
expert, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's actually was just here a week and a half ago, as they were looking at several other areas too. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but they've been super good to work with thus far. We were having meetings almost, I don't know.
Their Manufacturing Drive has a scheduled bi-weekly meeting
Yep.
with McClure and Bouchon
So
that I've
this is
attended a few
gonna
times. so-
Give us the actual full scope of the project.
The 100% drawings.
So
This should
if
be
there's
ready.
some sort of infrastructure bill, this will
Fit right into it.
help secure that.
And we're actually, not to digress too much, but we're still talking about the road, is we have actually a couple of the representatives that are coming by. We got like Joe coming by from Joni Ertz crew. We're going to specifically be talking about infrastructure and where we can start to nest these. And we feel with McClure at this point being so deep dived into this for the manufacturing would be perfect to then launch that, whatever comes out of the federal house for infrastructure.
Now, is this one of the reasons you guys bought those houses right by the rock?
Yes. Well,
It's going to get widened there a little bit.
That was actually part of the original plan that we submitted in for the build, to get it wide enough and also change the intersection. The intersection is going to move from College Avenue. Now it's going to slide down right by where Miss Caesar's house used to be.
South Bluff Boulevard that goes to
Below
Cameron
the
Oaks.
rock. It's actually going to move below the
move
rock.
south.
The intersection is.
So you'll curve down around?
Yep, and that'll make more of a T intersection there versus the skewed right now that you have on that. And then you roll down to 19th, and that'll be a roundabout.
And the roundabout's going to be big enough for semis, right?
Yes, because Ron said we can't do it unless semis can go through.
Well, we've got that's another topic for tonight, semis
Yeah.
in that area.
Yes.
So let me just clarify though, this 160 it's not for the whole project. This is only from 30 to College
To
Ave.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other phases, as it says there,
Right.
that would go, but not funded by this. So that's, we right now decided, because we didn't get the build grant, this is still a priority project to get manufacturing done with the expansion of.
Yeah, that
this
road's
thing.
weird in there too. I think it has to do with the water table as part of the maybe possibly, because every time it rains, you drive the ditches are just full. All right, very well.
Okay.
All right.
Any other discussion?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I move it be approved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Last chance for discussion. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmer.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right, Councilmember Kearns, 6 X-ray.
Yep, and I just wanted to, I see Jason skated out, so maybe Zane or Matt can, I think it's a great DOT match that we got on this, and I just wanted to point that out, that, you know, our engineers are looking for that, and I think the project's costing us $562,000, and we're getting 462 of DOT eligible grants for this, so that's a pretty big project with not quite so much out of the city's pocket.
Yes, ma'am.
And notice the trail
Yes.
piece, right?
Yes.
Right, Zane? Yeah. We got that trails committee have talked about that in depth several years ago, or a year and a half or since I've been on there. But
That'll be nice.
it was a big piece that they, getting across there safely.
Yep.
And how do we make that work from a trails perspective too? So.
And this is the phase that's going to help with the bike coming off of the bridge, and because right now that concrete's all crumbled up right there, that blacktop, right?
Yeah, so if you come down 19th on the bike trail, it stops right there at the bank, right at 2nd Street, in between the 200 block of 2nd Street there. So this will get you across the intersection and all the way up to the bridge. But at least up to the shoulder, that's already there on the bridge, so we'll be, yeah, it'll help a lot.
And one of the things that we've been talking about a long time is, to be able to do Illinois, Iowa things with trails.
Yes.
And so now that we can get it to the bridge, we know that the bridge is not quite wide enough to where we want it today, but it still has a pathway where we could actually do joint grants with Fulton and with Clinton to then have other dollars to then literally connect those together. And one of the things you guys remember is if you envision right now Main Street and 3rd Street and Main Avenue, this is going to be very similar when you get to the middle of it, like where it says it's redone. And then we had really good discussions on, from how the turn lanes will be and making sure. So these now are 2 lanes that go to 1. So now there's not the jockeying to get across to get across the bridge. And it allows enough turning because Ron measured this and made sure that trucks could go around here. The other unique thing here, though, is, and we won't tell you no, but if you can see, this is straight or right. So you basically go straight or right.
Wait, how am I getting to Walgreens?
Well, you got to go through. You got to go through the intersection and then come into Walgreens here.
There's a no left turn there right now.
Yeah, I know.
No one buys
Yeah.
Are you going to close off the entrance there to
No.
Walgreens, or that'll stay
That'll stay.
for that traffic?
Yep, for the coming down the hill traffic. And then these are just painted lines so people can drive over. But, you can still, as I talked to a couple council members today, you can still go north and south here. That still will flow. But just trying to curb the folks turning, because as you start to get people moving here and you have somebody here that's trying to turn, they could, it jacks up traffic today. So, but this, once again, as Councilmember Kearns put it, when we're getting $462,000 for this project, this will just really make this a safer crossing. The other piece is the 3-foot-high pedestrian crosswalks that are also ADA accessible. Press the buttons, it actually turns. I don't know if they are, but we had originally talked about even, I think it's more up on Main Avenue, but having the sensors, so if somebody's sitting in a lane too long, it'll adapt the lights. I don't know if that's going to be included in that. I haven't talked to Jason.
You mean that left-handed turn there?
Yeah. So
that one's terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll check that as well, because that's usually a piece they put in with those, the walking pedestrian pieces as well. So, but no, it's just going to be a good project. And as you can tell, even with Main Avenue, from all the comments we got back, it really was streamlined as far as the process of, they had stop signs for a while. This was dug out that, but it still continued flow. And even Pat was happy on his sales of his meatloaf and his burgers. So he was.
Those are good. Yeah. Okay.
I move it be adopted as presented then.
Second. When will this start, Matt?
Zane, are we getting this in this year, or is this going to be pushed to spring?
I believe this is spring.
Yeah, I think it's spring of 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other discussion?
Because everything else.
I was just hoping we could close down a couple more intersections this summer.
But you mean like right now?
Yeah, right now.
I think the other side of the bridge is still open. Maybe we should.
If you want, I'll send you a list of upcoming ones.
All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmer.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move we adjourn to 5 p.m. June 8th, 2021.
Second.
We are adjourned.
Want to look at your phone?
No.
No.
The officer hasn't come back with my phone yet?
It's in the evidence locker room.